So, here we go. Scott Pilgrim versus the World on Xbox One X. I know this game came out quite a long time ago. I'd done a little bit of checking in the wikis to find out exactly when, how, and why. The game itself came out in August 10th, 2010. Then it was removed from sale. I didn't look into why it was removed from sale. Probably because they were planning on porting it over itself and maybe making even more money. But they removed it from sale December 2014. And it loosely follows the graphic novel. So if you're a fan of the movie, like I am, I enjoy watching Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the actual movie, because it's just it's a cheesy, good, fun movie at the end of the day. Or if you have read the novels, then you're probably going to want to at least give this a look into. I did not realize it came out. I'll be 100% honest. Or maybe I did realize it came out, but I was too busy doing something else. But back in, I can't tell you what I was doing 11 years ago, other than playing games. So this review is going to be a little bit different, because I could either review this in a style that I'm reviewing it up to now standards, to the 2021, or I could review it and try to guess how I would have felt 10 years ago. But that's going to be really, really difficult. So I'm just going to do it the easiest way for me, and that's review the game to today's standards, but try not to be too butchering, because it wouldn't be fair. You know, technology is completely different from now to 11 years back. There's a massive leap, and I don't think it would be fair. So the very first thing that we always talk about in any of our review segments is choice of music used. And I have to say, hands down, the music in this game is absolutely amazing. It is super retro-like. It's fun, it's bubbly, it's energetic, and it's entertaining. It worked throughout the whole playthrough of the game. This took 2 streams to do, but I can't fault the music one bit. I thought the music was absolutely spot on. I thought it was great energy, and I really enjoyed the retro feel. So there's no points that I can knock off, to be fair. There is no points. I didn't hear any stuttering in the audio, or any break points where the music just cuts off, cuts in, cuts off, cuts in. No, nothing. So in terms of the audio aspect of this game, music-wise, 10 out of 10. Can't fault it one bit. I was very, very happy with it. Audio effects and voice acting. The audio effects within the game itself, I had no problems with. The combat style, punching, the kicking noises, the sliding effects. But one thing I do have a problem with, and something that I will bring up for this review, is that there is no enemy voice reactions from contact hits. And I feel that's a major lack in this game. So when you're running up to an enemy and you punch and kick them, you can hear the sound effect of the punching and the kicking. But there is no voice acting in this game whatsoever. None. Zero. Zitch. And I feel that's a missed opportunity there. I do. Because while you're playing throughout the game, all you're listening, you've got the music playing in the background, and then you've just got the punching and the kicking. That's it. That's all you have in the game. And I feel voice acting within the game would have added a little bit more depth to the gameplay. Me personally, I feel that there is a big missed opportunity. And it's something that I've documented as well, that it just felt quite empty at times when I'm running through the game, punching and kicking things. Or when bots and robots came into the screen, there's no beep boops and stuff like that. There's nothing. I want some beep boops. If I'm going to punch and kick me a robot, I want some beep boops. But nothing. There's sound effects for other things, but there's no vocal effects for the enemies that you fight. And I feel that was just a missed opportunity, in my opinion. Graphics, texturing, weather effects, graphics. Now, this is something that I was torn by. And what I mean by that is, if you look down below, you can see the comic style artwork that they've used on Scott Pilgrim. But the camera's inverted over there, and you can see it down below as well. You can see the comic style that they used. Now, when you get into the game, it's actually pixel style. So it's on a big screen. It's quite pixelated. And in my mind, I was thinking, should they have gone for an updated digital style artwork instead of a pixel art style? And if you want my opinion again, I think they should have. I think they should have gone with a full art digital style artwork for this game. I think it would have looked absolutely amazing, and it adds way more depth and texturing to the characters itself, and more detail in their expressions as well. So again, I know this game came out for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, but I do feel those consoles would have easily been able to push out the digital quality of the art style within the game. Don't get me wrong, I thought the retro block style was charming, cute at times, but there's an itch in the back of my mind that says this game would have looked so much better if they would have gone for a full digital style of the game. And I feel it is another missed opportunity. If I'm going to be honest, I feel it is another missed opportunity that they could have done it in. But let me know what you think. You know, I might be completely out of my league here with this sort of review, because it's 11 years too late, to be fair. It's just at the back of my mind. It's just like, this game could have looked really good if it was done with a better art system within a better graphics system that they would have used for the game. Just my opinion. There are weather effects within the game itself, and I had no real issues. There's not many weather effects, but with what they had, it worked quite well. Character model design, you get to play as six playable characters. One of them was hidden. I'm not going to say who the hidden one is, because my reviews are spoiler free. But if you want to know, you could probably just Google it. You could probably just Google it and you'll find out. And those are pretty much all the key stars of the manga novel, and even the movie. Scott, the lead male character, then the girl that he's trying to chase the whole way through the movie. Kim, the drummer, I can't remember most of the names off the top of my head now, I'm sorry. But pretty much nearly all the key characters are all playable right off the get-go. And just like the book and just like the film, you're chasing down the 7 X's, and they all look unique. They all have unique abilities. The model design in all the characters I found fantastic. They looked great for the art style that they used, and the special effects and the special abilities that are going on within the game. Some of them threw me for a while, and I thought they did a very, very, very good job. But again, in the back of my mind, what if they would have used a better style of artwork? Could they have made the effects even better? That's something that I guess you guys are going to have to decide for yourself, whether or not, you know, it would have the game itself would have been a bigger improvement. Glitches and bugs through the 2. I did a whole playthrough from start to finish, every single level. I even went back and done a lot of the levels again to earn more coin. I also tested the multiplayer aspect of it as well for any glitches and bugs. And throughout the whole 2 days of playing it, there was one small little, I would say a bug where the enemy got stuck behind a cone and couldn't move, and was switching from left and right view so quickly it was all blurry. But just punching and kicking him got him out of the little bug. So I wouldn't say that it wasn't game breaking. I didn't have the game crash once. I didn't have the game freeze or stutter or anything like that. I didn't experience any of that in a whole playthrough. So I'm pretty happy. because, you know, nowadays games tend to get rushed and they tend to be broken to shit and crappy and broken to shit. Gameplay and mechanics. The gameplay is pretty simple. It really is. You get a basic control system, and as you level up, you unlock even more moves. Now, the game doesn't feature any form of a tutorial, so if you jump straight into the game right off the get-go, you're not going to have the knowledge that you need. There is a tab on the main menu, which is basically, it's labeled how to play, and it tells you everything about playing it. Honest to God, that should have just been in the base game as an in-game tutorial. In-game tutorials are so much better to do for players because you're encouraging them to learn as they play instead of sitting there and read about it. It's more fun to learn to play the game than to sit and read an instructions leaflet. Honestly, it really is. Missed opportunity on that aspect. I guess I can talk about... Again, I'm thinking I don't want to spoil anything. Mechanics was pretty simple, easy to get hold of, easy to play. The moves were easy to execute. I did find one little hiccup where I still think this is the thing. One of the moves were to push down and X in the move list, but it was actually down and Y. And that's not a bug, that's not an issue, that's just they put the wrong button on the move list, which I guess a simple update will fix that issue. But that's like, what would you count that as? It's not a bug, it's not a glitch, it's just you've used the wrong button prompt in your move list for a move that doesn't exist. And it gave me a bit of a chuckle. I don't know what to put it under, but I'm not going to remove points just because of one little hiccup like that. Because we figured it out straight away. It was like, well, hold on, it's down on Y, not down on X. That doesn't make any sense. Replayability and game difficulty. There is replayability because every single character that you start playing as gets a brand new storyboard to go through. And I was told by a viewer in chat at the time that every character has their own different ending, which is great. I did a whole playthrough of Scott Pilgrim, so the lead character from start to finish. It would honestly take me quite a while to go through all the other characters from start to finish. And I don't know if you then have to do it with the secret character that you unlock as well to get if you want the achievements, they're easy to get, to be completely fair. But that's down to you if you want to do multiple playthroughs. But you can, the replayability is there, but it is the same levels, except the endings will be different for you. And in terms of game difficulty, I played it on just it's either the casual mode or easy mode, because I wanted to do I wanted to really get into the story. I wanted to completely focus on that core aspect. But there's no intro story. There's no side cutscenes. This game is super basic. You choose your character. You're put straight into level 1. You progress through level 1. You kill the boss. You go to the next level. You play through that. You get to the next boss. You play through that. You get to the next boss. And for this game to be based off of a novel, and there's also a movie as well, I think it would have been really cool to actually have a proper storyline for this game, especially to help bring new players into the Scott Pilgrim universe. Having a basic game the way that they have right now, it doesn't do it for me. In my opinion, it doesn't do it for me. I wanted a lot more story depth, some cheesy, cute anime cutscenes and stuff like that, just to give the player some more backstory on the characters and what's going on. I think the easiest way to say it is just this game is super basic. It really doesn't attempt to go into detail with stuff. It really doesn't. The movie does a million times better job, and I haven't read the novels myself, but I think I found out there were 6 books in total, so there's definitely depth to it in the books. Any game customization and stats building. when you're playing single player, you can whoever character that you choose to go with, there are multiple colors of shirts and trousers that you can go through with the characters, but that's really it. I think there's about 4 or 5 different color skins for the characters. And the stats building, there is stats building within the game itself. It depends on the items that you're consuming, what they do to your character. Some items don't have any stats changes whatsoever, but other items do have permanent stat changes, and I would highly recommend having a web page open which tells you what all the items do, because unfortunately this game does a piss poor job at describing what the items do for your character. All they have are the names. So for example, a consumable item like iced tea, it will just tell you what the name is of the item, iced tea, how much it costs, and that's it. But when you consume that item, it may give you a certain amount of health points back, a certain amount of gut points back, and it may improve your defense permanently, or may give you speed boosting, or may give you some other stat benefit. And the game doesn't tell you what the items do until you've consumed it. And there's a lot of items. There's many shops that you can walk into, and there's many upgrades that you can purchase as well for your characters, which give you permanent boosts, but you won't know unless you've wasted the money to get them for it to then be applied. And just to save you wasting money on items that you do not need, I would again highly recommend have a web page open, or get your phone as you're playing and just scroll through the web page on your phone, so you know you're not throwing money on something that you don't actually need within the game. I don't know whether you want to put that down to a missed opportunity or the game developers just being lazy on that aspect, but I personally hate wasting money in a game on an item that I didn't need. It actually irritates the hell out of me, because some of the items, as I said, are ridiculously expensive, and once you've used it, it's gone. That's it. You buy it on the spot, it's consumed instantly, and then it vanishes. And to know you've got to waste 15-20 minutes of farming for coins to buy a different item to figure out what it does, I don't know. I just personally think that's a stupid system. I think you should just tell the player what it does off the get-go, just to save them time. But that's just my opinion. Story, if applicable, it it follows the story arc of Scott Pilgrim through, trying to get with Ramona and fighting her 7 deadly exes, which is from the manga series, as I said, and also the movie. But the game doesn't do enough, as I said previously, to help coax the player through the story arc. It's just go through level, do 1x. Go to level, do the next x. Go through the next level, do the next x. If you want my opinion, I would highly suggest watching the movie before playing the game, because that way when you get into the game, you know exactly who everyone is and what's going on. And you probably would enjoy the game a lot more with that information in the back of your brain telling you, oh, that's this person, oh, that's that, that's this, that's that. Online co-op mode, features and stability. Now, we played through one lot of the levels co-op online just to test the connection. I played with Crown Clown, was the person who donated the game for me for review purposes. We did one level together. We didn't notice any connection issues. We didn't get disconnected whatsoever. It was smooth and it worked. I don't know what the connections would be like if you was to play someone who was across the pond, for example, because me being in the UK, if I played someone in America, I would have a latency issue. There'd be a latency issue between one of us, where there could be delays, there could be freezing, but I didn't witness anything from UK for Crowns in the UK, so we had no issues whatsoever. There are extra modes in the game. You got boss rush, self-explanatory, where you're pretty much going from boss to boss to boss to boss. You have survival horror, which is pretty much you in a fixed level. You can't move. Well, you can move around the main screen, but you can't. It's not like a side scroller like the main game is. You're fighting waves of zombies, and that was pretty much it. I got bored within 2 minutes. Really freaking bored. You've got Battle Royale, which is basically PvP. You can beat up your friends. And then you've got Dodgeball, which was terrible. Pick up a ball, throw it at the enemies, you win. It took less than 30 seconds. It was stupid. It was really, really stupid. Purchase price versus digital price and value of content. Now, the game was gifted to me, for sure. But if I wanted to buy this game, again, the digital price at the moment on the Xbox is $11.99. It is considered the complete edition, so you do get all the additional items that were DLC launched back in August 10th, 2010. Blah, 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 blah. There isn't physical copies in the UK, but I did find physical copies for 49 it was, I think $49 or 49 quid, 49 bucks. There's a massive difference right now between digital and physical. If you want my opinion, do not spend $50 on this game. Do not. If you can get this game on you can get it for PC, Xbox, PS4, and the Switch for £12. That's just shy about $15 for you guys in America. Grab it. 100% well worth it. Value for content is 100% there in my opinion. I think that's an amazing price point. I can't tell you what the 360 version's price was because they removed it from the store, didn't they, in 2014. I'm guessing it probably would have been around about £40, which is a new release price, standard pricing for that point. It's only a 1.2 gig file as well. It's only a 1.2 gig file as well. Wait, is that how much the 360 version was? Only £8? Wow, they really, really, really didn't slap that price up, did they? That's pretty fantastic. £8. That's I've got to give it to Ubisoft. Ubisoft tends to be a little bit stingy, to be honest, but I have to give it to Ubisoft. That's an amazing price point. I can't knock it. Microtransactions. I don't think there are any with the complete edition. Let me just quickly check. I checked the wiki and they said the 360 version of the game was delisted from the Microsoft Store December 2014. So I don't know if there's a different date for different consoles. I'll be completely honest. I cannot see. I'm looking right now. I cannot see any DLC stuff for this game. I see nothing. It just says the complete edition. So I guess because it's the complete edition, I guess it's all included. If you were getting the 360 version back in 2010, I'm guessing then you'd have to buy all the DLC. Friend tried to buy it in 2012, maybe 13, and it was unavailable. Maybe. I'm just going off of what I saw on the wiki notes when I googled it because I wanted to know when they removed it. Everything else is pretty much what I've written down. Yeah, any additional notes taken while playing through the game, so I can close my review template down. Mob health bar. There's no mob health bar. There's no boss health bars. Missed opportunity there, in my opinion, again, because you don't know how much health enemies have, or even the boss has, until the boss starts flashing. No voice feedback. Better item description. Love. Yep. Talked about that. So, yeah, pretty much that's everything written down. Everything that I've written down during the review period itself. So, again, it's a really hard review to do because this game, the original game, came out 11 years ago. So I'm only talking about the content that I have playable right now on an Xbox One X. Did I enjoy playing through the game itself? Yes, I did. I had a lot of fun. Do I see myself playing this outside of stream or even streaming it again? Maybe every now and again. I don't have an immediate urge to jump on it urgently because I've already done a full playthrough. I thought the game was enjoyable, very basic, and it didn't really stress me out. You know, certain side-scrolling beat-em-up games like Streets of Rage, especially when you play on a harder difficulty, can sometimes stress me out just a little bit. just a little bit. But I really enjoyed it. I really did. Ultimately, it comes down to what you're looking for in a side-scrolling beat-em-up, and whether or not you're a fan of Scott Pilgrim's universe. If you enjoy the books, if you enjoy the movies, it's completely up to you. If I was to review this now, though, you know, based on all the games that have come out, scoring this is really hard. So I am not going to give you a scoring because it wouldn't be fair. If I was to score this game based on nowadays games, it would be a bad scoring. What would I have given this game 11 years ago? I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. The game is enjoyable, but I do feel the game has many missed opportunities. I think, like I said, graphically, this game could have been done in a better style to make the game pop better and look far better than what it is. The voices in the game, the voice acting and the voice feedback needs to be in a game like this. It does. It would work so much better. Cutscenes would have been nice. In-game tutorial would have been nice. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to let me do a scoring based on my enjoyment factor. I think that would probably be the best way I can do this review. So, enjoyment factor, because I really like the film. 7 out of 10. That's just enjoyment factor. 7 out of 10, and what the game provides, what the game can provide the player right now. Plus, you can play with friends, and it's 4-player co-op as well. So if I was just to give it a review based on the fun that I had and what the game has to offer, 7 out of 10. I'd say 7 out of 10 because I did enjoy it. But if this game would have had cutscenes and everything that we have spoken about, this could have potentially been a 10 out of 10 game. Do I feel this game should have not resurfaced as a remaster and should have maybe resurfaced as a remake? Yes, I do. I feel if this game was released as a remake and they rebuilt the game from the ground up with everything that I've spoken about and more, this could have potentially been a easy 10 out of 10 title. 100%. So it kind of makes me think, did they just re-release this just for the money? But then you look at how much they're selling it for. £12? Not really. Maybe they re-released it for just the fans. Maybe. When you're done reviewing, do you ever compare your review score and reasoning with major review scores such as game magazines and websites? I will never ever check the review or look at the scoring that someone else has given while I'm in a review period or beforehand. When I'm done reviewing and I've scored it and I'm completely finished off and everything, I like to look at it after just to see what other people have said, to see if they have said things that I have said for my review, and I bounce ideas in my brain. Because I always want to better my reviews. I always want to make sure that my reviews are the best that they can be. And the only way to do that is to learn and develop and to encourage improvements on your own review work. But yeah. So yeah, enjoyment factor and with what the game has to offer, I'm happy giving this game a delicate 7 out of 10. A delicate 7 out of 10. I say that because it could easily be a 6, it could easily be a 5, but because I'm reviewing it 11 years later, it is way too difficult for me to give you a solid scoring based on an 11-year-old game. It's really, I don't think it's fair. because if I review it to now standards, I'm criticizing a game for being 11 years old. And I don't think that's fair in any way. And my mindset 11 years back with all the games that came out then would be completely different to now. So yeah, I hope this review has helped in some way. I've kept it spoiler free as always. And I just hope it helps you with a future purchase, whether or not you buy it or whether or not you save your money. But let me know in the YouTube comments down below, because this video is going to go straight to YouTube within the next 24 hours. So you guys can re-watch it and watch it whenever you want to. But thank you again, Crown, for donating the game to me for its review purposes. I appreciate it. Thank you guys, and have a great day.